All right, good evening, guys. Ken at Tortoise Capital, nightly strategy podcast for December 4th, 2024. We'll start off with some sniper trades of the day. This was on the story stock on NVIDIA. This is on 10-minute chart, the usual. Yesterday's close, today's open. Here's the OR10. I'm only trading NVIDIA long. But if you had gone short using a strict OR10, let me show you what that looks like. If you had gone short here, if you had gone short here, you would have to take this as an exit. So you'd end up taking about a half an hour loss as it crosses the VWAP. This is a 1, 2, 3 entry on my story stock of choice. So I'm going long with my standard risk of $1. Take the exit at the PSAR. Take a 1, 2, 3 entry. I put 2 scoops on this one because it was leading the way. And I felt dumb for getting out. So don't do that. They end up getting half an hour on 2 positions. So about an hour taking the PSAR exit. This is one on this is DIA. So I'm working with working on a 1-minute chart strategy with one of the coaching clients who's only trading DIA, and he wants to take advantage of the 1-minute charts and some of this research that Phil and the gang did at the OBUG group, which says when you have the SMA 30, which is the middle of the river, and you have the RL10, which we take to be price, when that crosses the SMA 30, that you would get short here, trading away from the SMA 30 with a little risk box. And then in Phil's research, if you just held that until it crossed back at the SMA 30, in this case, you'd have a winning trade of about that much. So when you take that in either direction, that's about a 70% win rate and wins greater than losses. And it's our opinion that when the RL10 rolls over, there are some intermediate stops that you can take in here. So you don't actually have to suffer that move all the way back to the Bollinger Band mean. Like you can take a 1, 2, 3 exit. You could take the skin of the dragon right there, or you could take a PSAR, something that allows you to minimize how much you have to give back. But the brute force approach on this is that the move from here to here, historically, on every time frame from 1 minute out to 3 days, is about 70% successful. That's an important notice. Now, the second thing that we're testing, thanks to Jay, hat tip, if your intraday VWAP looks like this, and you just experienced that harsh move away from the VWAP, that really there's a VWAP magnet trade that's available. So after you get that turn and after you'd made your exit, somewhere in here there's a SSC entry where you can trade towards the VWAP. All right. So I want to show you some of those trades that we're practicing on DIA. So this is a 1-minute chart. gap up. I'm just waiting for this thing to shake out. Now here's the first trigger where the RL10 crossed the VWAP. I'm interested in that as a trade. Oops. Let me shrink this down here. Sorry. I'm also interested when you can also take that here, which is where the RL10 breaks through. This is that 30 SMA, which now catches up to price. So you could either take that one short as a crossing of the VWAP, or this one where the RL10 crosses the VWAP. And what I'm doing is trading away from the VWAP. And what that looks like is this is a sort of a standard exit where this would have been approximately the back tested exit where the RL10, which is here, comes back and reconnects to the SMA 30. But it's our opinion that you can take these earlier exits and preserve a little more of that move. Like in this case, this is a like spine of the dragon or a PSAR. So in any case, on that much risk, you get about a nice 2R win. Then this is where you get that next entry where the RL10 has crossed. Get my pen here. Where the RL10 has now crossed the SMA 30. Now, in this case, because we had the move away from the VWAP, now the trade is back towards the VWAP. So the trigger would be the RL10 crossing the intraday VWAP, and then we're going to trade toward the VWAP because we've already experienced the big move away. So this is the return to the VWAP. So that was like around 1045. So this is, we'll pick up that. So that's that same entry around 1045, 1035, I guess. And the trigger is the RL10 crossing the VWAP, or I'm sorry, pardon me, crossing the SMA 30. And I'm going to trade toward the VWAP. That's what I'm trying to get. I'm trying to trade toward the VWAP. But it doesn't work. And this is where the mechanical exit would have been. This is the RL10 crossing the SMA 30. It's already a far distance away from the VWAP, so I just waited. And then the RL10 reversed quickly again, crossed the SMA 30. So I'm going to take another trade, and I'm trading toward the VWAP. There's leg one, and then there's leg two. And I just take the PSAR exit. Now that's the same size wrist box. It's just the scale of this makes it look a little different. But again, our opinion is that the exit at the PSAR is better than waiting for it to come all the way to the SMA 30. So you preserve that extra little piece. So that's what we're working now. This works in other time frames as well, but one of our guys is working on. He doesn't have all day to trade, so he's trading on the 1 minute in order to get the morning moves. But so I wanted to demonstrate this on the 1 minute. All right, let's shift to the daily report. Here is, let's go to the 30-day look back. Yeah, made another all-time high today, pushing through above 603. And we're at the top of the 10-day and the 5-day stack. All of the anchored VWAPs are moving in a positive direction. You have the 3, the 5, the 10, and the 30. All signs pointing to yes. And it's trying to break out above the previous peak of the RL10. And all signs point to go. We're in bullish quiet, strongly overbought. Risk volatility is favorable. The little Kata 2 formation here on the risk Z is a favorable condition for the long side trade. DIA, Walmart, Microsoft, IBM are the 10-day min pay. So that's kind of like Main Street. Energy got smashed today. In the Dow tactical summary, you had big breakouts to the upside in Apple, IBM, Microsoft, and Walmart. Had some weakness in DuPont and Devon Energy in the industrial area. Intel continues to suffer. Just a lot. They just retired their CEO and they're floundering. Story stocks: Tesla, big ups. NVIDIA, big ups. Microsoft, big ups. So tech leadership is starting to reemerge. In the ETFs, again, mostly to the upside. The only negative we had was energy, which got smashed, but good moves in the Qs, the S&P, XLK, and discretionary XLY, which is comprised mostly of Tesla, Home Depot, and Amazon. So that did really well today. You have a number of the internationals here that are on favorable reward to risk, but to me, the story is the expanding indexes in the US to the upside, and NVIDIA, Microsoft, Tesla, just I'm prepared to keep piling on. Autoframer has a lot of things to choose from. Brazil, Intel, real estate, a lot of the energy companies appear there because of today's sell-off. A handful of really good squeezes. Home Depot, Tesla's on a squeeze, S&P is on a squeeze, Disney's on a squeeze, Caterpillar, all of that looks good. A market that's just waiting to expand. This is the TC2000 implementation of that Autoframer. Same mechanical entry information. Today was the haves and the have-nots in the NDX. ExxonMobil, Devon Energy, Johnson & Johnson, Chevron. So the energy sector just got murdered along with kind of like the industrials. But we're starting to see the techs work here. You got XLK, the Qs, the S&P, all of that charging hard to the upside. Follow the leader. That's how that's going to work. And our last little quick chart here. Yeah, everything looks favorable on all the Z-scores of the regression line slopes pointing to the upside. It's not overbought yet, and we still have some room in the RL10 Z-score to expand to the upside. So there's another good leg available this week. All right, that's everything for today. We'll get this published and posted. Thanks for your kind attention.